could you introduce yourself and your company, please?
I'm Doug Butler. I'm the International Export Manager for Evance Wind Turbines. We're a company that are a manufacturer of a 5 kilowatt wind turbine based in Loughborough in the East Midlands.
Okay, and could you tell us a little bit more about the turbine? What's unique about it?
The turbine was designed between 1998 and 2000 as the original concept to be the most efficient way of generating yield from a small wind turbine by bringing down the technology from large wind turbines and condensing it down into a smaller unit. The reliability factor to comply with the then current standards was a factor that was built in by the engineering department to produce the highest yield per kilowatt available on the market today.
So how does it compare with the competition?
In terms of the 5 kilowatt production, we are certified by MCS, which is the governing body from DEC to qualify for the UK feed-in tariff, to produce 9,200 kilowatt hours at 5 meters per second, 10 meters above ground level. By comparison, that is probably about 10 to 15% more than anybody else in this class.
And what are the applications for a turbine of this size?
The main application within the UK is certainly the Grid Connect application. So the turbine's producing wild AC out about 200 meters from the nearest building, going back to the building, converting that to DC, and then into mains quality AC, 220 volt for the consumer. However, we also have an off-grid application for charging batteries, which is becoming increasingly important in the global market.
And what type of sites does the turbine tend to be installed on? Are we talking in rural areas or brownfield sites, for example?
Yeah, it's very much a rural product. But really, on our size of turbine, the minimum sighting distance that we require from any building or line of trees is 75 meters. Most planning authorities in this country are looking under the ETSU guidelines on noise for it to be installed about 134 meters from the nearest occupied building. Therefore, the typical potential customer for our size of turbine is anybody with 3 to 4 acres of ground and above.
And which locations do you currently sell in?
Within the UK, our most popular locations at the moment are in the Northern Isles, Orkney, Shetland and the Western Isles, which coincidentally is where the most serious wind resource happens to be in Northern Europe. However, we have a full-time employee based in the USA. We have just entered into a strategic alliance with a Japanese company, Zephyr Corporation, who are going to be distributing our turbine in East Asia, and we are doing a reciprocal agreement by distributing their turbine in Europe. That's a 1 kilowatt wind turbine.
And in the UK, can clients buy directly from you, or do they have to go through a reseller?
Our current sales model for supplying the wind turbine into the UK is through a network of 30 MCS certified installers. An installer being a reseller who is purchasing the turbine from the factory. We support the warranty to that accredited installer, and the installer then provides the full warranty along with after sales and maintenance package for the next 5, 10, 15 years.
So where do you see Evance Wind in about 5 years' time?
Well, we've currently got a fleet now of 1,500 turbines globally. We want to see that market develop, specifically overseas. Not only are we now committed to working with partners in USA and the Far East, but we also want to open up markets in South America and Africa.
And so would you be looking for similar strategic alliances in those markets?
Possibly, but these are very much developing markets without feed-in tariff, where the emphasis will probably be on the off-grid solution. We're working at the moment currently with a number of telecoms companies, for instance, that are requiring off-grid power to provide power to their base stations, and that's very much a growing market in the global marketplace. And
what does Evance Wind need right now?
Evance Wind right now needs a stable government plan. The current UK approach, from our point of view in the small wind industry, it makes it very difficult to plan ahead. So quarter one and quarter two in 2013 are going to be interesting times. Recently, we looked at what the potential business plan is, and even with a 20% reduction in the feed-in tariff as it is coming, we still see a high demand from potential customers that are now looking at putting turbines in the ground from January next year.
Thank you very much.